My fellow citizens, well, after a long campaign, the election has ended. Not exactly the way I had hoped, but it has ended nonetheless. And as a free man, I accept the decision of a free people. I congratulate Senator Oberweis, who won, and I am foursquare behind him for another victory in November. I congratulate as well my fellow candidates, Senator Breslin, Mr. Martyr, Miss Lauf, Mr. Gradle, and Mr. Evans. I say to us all, we are all winners, because like the famous man in the arena of Theodore Roosevelt, we battled. And it will never be said of us, we will never have that place with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. And I have a long list of people to mention who helped me in this campaign. My thanks goes to my good friend John Hall, Mr. John Hall of School Days, who helped me create a campaign website that was a class act. I am grateful to my fellow Army veteran and Abraham Lincoln Memorial Squad member, Mr. Mike Feltus. Mike drove my car in the Elburn Days Parade last summer and on subsequent occasions. And he also collected 96 signatures on my ballot petitions. And I thank Mrs. Jan Jumper of a different precinct, but of the district, and my fellow precinct citizen, Mr. Kevin Fick, who also helped. And how could I ever forget Mr. Pete, who owns and operates a hot dog stand, and he's done that for over 50 years on Illinois 64 and 47, for his encouragement and support. And I thank Mr. Scott Thrower of Dundee, whom I met at a Pints and Politics function, and he helped me record a speech, my Take a Stand speech, in the foyer of his home. And I thank very much the time given to me by Mrs. Vanessa Lasota and her patience to help me record each of my 5 major campaign speeches. Thanks goes to the good folks at West Valley Graphics, who helped me get my posters, letters, and speeches printed. Thanks to Mr. Claney Photography, and he helped me present a winning image. Well, I didn't win, but hopefully my face won. Special thanks also goes out to Mr. Cal Skinner of the McHenry County Blog, and thanks to the Farmers Weekly of Will County and the Woodstock Independent, also of McHenry County, who each printed my open letter to the voters. And I was able to get 2 outstanding radio commercials in, thanks to the help of 95.9 The River Radio out of Aurora, and to another radio man, Mr. Michael Coolidge of The Michael Coolidge Show out of Rochelle, Illinois. I thank, and boy, there's certainly a lot of people I have to thank, Mr. Brandon Harris, the tattooed conservative, who organizes the rallies for our president here in this state and across the country. I am honored that of all the candidates, he chose to support me. And because he did so, my Facebook page and my Instagram page during the campaign rose to 207 followers for Facebook and 1,128 followers on Instagram. My website of February 2020 had 1,400 visits. And to my 1,109 fellow citizens who cast their votes for me and gave me 2.2% of the vote, would that I could meet each of you and give each of you a gold medal. And I tell you on it would be written, "Give me men to match my mountains." Because this campaign was one giant mountain to climb. And with my eyes focused upon the heavens, you all helped me make that climb. This campaign for Congress was conceived on election night, November 2018. And it commenced on March 12, 2019, when my first press release appeared in the Daily Herald, in the Herald News. It was dedicated by my civic mindedness and sense of civic duty. It was inspired by the memory of my great-great-uncle John B. Calo, who ran for Congress, Illinois 8 in 1916. Throughout this campaign, my motto was always to dare, and to dare ever again. To all those good people who cast their votes for me, who cast for Catella, to you who made my cause your concern, I say the work goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, the hope lives on, and the vision shall not dim, nor the dream ever die. It is never an end, it is always a beginning. It is never retreat, it is always forward and upward. Excelsior, the motto of New York State. And I would like to quote a passage from Franklin D. Roosevelt. He would always remember back in the days of his youth when he was attending the Groton Academy in Groton, Massachusetts, his old schoolmaster, Dr. Endicott Peabody, would give them this lesson. He would say to them, things in life do not always run smoothly. Sometimes we will be rising towards the heights, and all will reverse itself and start downward. But the great fact to remember is that the trend of civilization itself is ever upward, that a line drawn through the middle of the peaks and the valleys of the centuries always has an upward trend. And so it is in the life of an individual. The line drawn through the valleys of the peaks and valleys in the life of an individual always has an upward trend. Whether one wins or not, life's challenges always are to be accepted. And even at times when it does not turn out as expected, somehow something is always won. What I won is another laurel in my crown. Yes, I have a right to say I ran for Congress. And I'm proud to say that. You know, during this campaign I would say, my name is Anthony Catella and I'm running for Congress. Now I can say, without any shame and with the self-same pride, hello, my name is Anthony Catella and I ran for Congress. Yes, I ran 54 years to the day of my great-great-uncle. I wrote a new chapter in the political history of my family. And you ain't seen nothing yet. I say to you today, my friends, only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. And of course, well, I have those words in quotes because they were first mentioned by Robert Kennedy in a speech he gave to a group of young people back in 1966. I made a visit to Senator Oberweis's campaign headquarters here in my hometown of St. Charles, and I have pledged my 100% support to help him in November. We need a Republican in the 14th Congressional District here in Illinois, and Senator Oberweis is the man to do it. We're the people to help him win and win big, I might add, as a giant scoop of ice cream. He can do it. This is his time. My campaign did end, and now to Senator Oberweis' campaign, my hand I will lend. I will campaign for our candidate, Senator Oberweis. As for myself, I can see possibly another run in the future, but I must have more monetary support next time. Since I am not a particularly wealthy man, I cannot afford to self-fund my next campaign. Although I am proud that to a large extent, by and large, I did self-fund this late campaign. And I just keep thinking what a miracle it was to be able to do what I was able to do with the limited amount of funds that I had. But as I told the people at the Bolingbrook campaign event, I'm doing this because I care, as a citizen politician. For now, my priority is to elect Senator Jim Oberweis, our next representative in Congress. I will be doing this in my capacity as St. Charles Precinct 18 committeeman, the office I've held since being appointed by Chairman Shepro on November 19, 2017, and elected to on March 20th, 2018, and re-elected on March 17, 2020. You know, my name was on the ballot twice, one for Congress and then down the way for committeeman. So at least I got that. I'm very happy to do that. Very happy to be a committeeman, a precinct committee person. I've often said that that's the basic unit of government. Our government goes from precinct to president. My friends, I remain politically involved as a statesman. And you know, you do not necessarily have to hold office to be a statesman. And I am also, it is equally true, a soldier, man of faith. I may have lost this election, but I refuse to ever lose my calling to serve as an officer in the United States Army Chaplain Corps. I am working to answer this great calling, and I will. I am called by God to serve my country as an Army chaplain. And so, my fellow citizens, I was proud to be a candidate for Congress, as I am proud to be an American and an Illinoisan. And so I resolutely march forward and onward as a citizen, soldier, statesman, honor and duty bound to persevere in a noble civil and military career of service to God and country. Thank you. God bless you. May God bless America, and may America in her religious devotion and gratitude ever bless the God who watches over America. Thank you very much.